Hi everybody, how are we doing today? Welcome. Let's do some makeup, let's hang out, let's talk about some new books. Get yourself a coffee, sit down, relax, do your makeup with me, let's hang out. Today I want to do a simple, like 15-minute makeup. A look when you want to feel a little bit put together, but maybe you just don't have the time. Maybe you just don't have it in you to sit down and do a full face, but you still want to be a little put together. You want to feel a little bit better about yourself. We're going to do that today. I actually wore this look yesterday. I didn't have the will to live, but I wanted to look a little bit put together. So I did this yesterday. It's quick. It's no foundation, but we do have coverage. We're going to do the About Face concealers. I love this concealer. It's so nice. Thank you, Halsey, for this gem. So we're gonna do this. I'm not gonna paint it all over my face, but if you want to do that, I mean, more power to you. I do love using concealer as foundation sometimes when you need, well, a lot of times. Sometimes you need the coverage. So let's do that. Yeah, I'm not gonna put this all over my face. If you would love to do that, go for it. I do love using concealers as foundations. The Too Faced Born This Way, love that as a foundation. The Estee Lauder Double Wear concealer I love. The Tower 28 I love. So whatever you're feeling today, whatever you want to put on your face, what coverage level, the time spent, you do, you boo. I still have some just lovely hormonal breakouts, but I guess if we wait until everything's perfect to do anything, we'll never do anything in life now, will we? So we're just gonna do what we gotta do today. All right, we're gonna go in and start with a little strobe cream, a little extra hydration, because every bit of moisture has been sucked out of my skin. Hands, face, shoulders, I mean, Mother Nature is coming for us, I can tell you that. That's enough. All right, we're gonna, hopefully this gives us just a little bit of life to our skin. We got some new books that we can talk about because I do love a book. I don't know if you can see, I have an entire, that's my To Be Read shelf. And based on the 27 books I read last year, I could probably not purchase books for like 3 solid years. I'm not going to do that, but I could do that. Buying new books, whether they're physical or Kindle, boy, it is just a love. I love a new book. I think I lied, and we do need a little bit more because our skin is just begging for moisture. What color is this? Bronzelite, all day moisturizing, luminizing, hyaluronic acid, ceramides. We love that. Is there no color? Bronzelite, it's at the top of it. If I would just open my eyes. We're gonna drag this onto our neck too because can't hurt. Can already feel the hair stuck to my face. I feel like it's always around the nose that the hair just wants to like concealer. I have the Illusionist in light to olive. I need an eye appointment in the worst way. My glasses are definitely out of date. F1 neutral, light to olive, F1 neutral. I like to go for either a skin tone shade or a shade a wee bit darker and then a lighter shade. I tend to mix them, use them solo, mix them. Olive shades, neutral shades work for me. Sometimes depending on the, I find a lot of, like, she actually has a fair olive and a light olive, and they're beautiful. Her fair olive foundation is gorgeous, the tone of it. Olive tones tend to not start until like the medium range, which is too dark for me. So then I tend to mix neutral ones to get them to work for me. If they're super warm, that does not work for me. But, all right, so we're gonna put this not all over. Don't tell me what to do. And we're gonna take a brush and just, my sinuses are gonna take me out. I have a lot of redness, which is fine, but I do like to cover that up. Now, on days when I do like the no foundation, I'm not looking for like a full coverage. I don't mind if my skin texture shows through. I have some redness that shows through. I just don't want it to make it look like the look's unfinished. I don't mind skin texture if you have any imperfections, you know, breakouts. I don't mind that, but I don't want it, like, I don't want to like leave the redness on my nose, because I feel like that it just kind of looks like things are sloppily done and not completed. I don't love that. But I don't care if it's not all fully covered. So I'm gonna just kind of do a light layer of this. I feel like fair olive shades are so tough to get a hold of. And it tends to just be the medium range that it starts. Like Armani's olive shades are very nice. Dior has really nice olive shades too, but you can't, I tend to have to buy a darker shade and then mix with a lighter, like more neutral shade to get it to even out for me. She's still kicking. We're gonna go in with a little, anywhere I have just a little bit extra. I mean, that this concealer is friggin' beautiful. It just blends, it looks like skin. I know. I'm gonna go just a little bit around our mouth and our nose again. It layers beautifully. This guy too. I think these two are related. They brought a +1. There wasn't a +1 on the invite. This one too. My hormones came for me this month. Came for me. Okay. I'm let me think before I talk. It's just so nice. Oh, it's gorgeous. I just feel like it makes you look like you actually drank your water. You gave yourself a steam shower, you drank your water, you're hydrated. It's just, it covers what it needs to cover, but it's not, I want to say it's a medium coverage. You can build it up. It just gives your skin the most gorgeous, hydrated glow. This guy is not going to cover, so he's going to become a beauty mark later. Say what you want. I love that trick. It's gorge. It's gorgina. Beautiful. Just brings your skin to life, I feel like. I'm going to just give me a touch right here. I have a lack of volume under my eyes. and kills me a little bit, but nothing I can, well, there is things I can do about it, but I don't think we're there yet. I would love to get PRF under here. We're probably gonna, but you see a little, you know, a little fullness. I wonder, have I always had that and I've just never paid attention? Because I feel like I've never paid attention to it more than I have the last like 2 years. Like, I don't have dark circles. I just have this like, we cannot win them all. I cannot say enough good things about that concealer. Oh my god, so nice. So nice. Days like this where I'm in a rush or don't want to put a ton of stuff on my face, I'm gonna nix out cream products altogether. I probably should use cream since my skin is dry. However, it doesn't last on me with the nature of the job that I do. If I was just gonna rip around and run errands, that's one thing. If I don't need this to last, I do need it to last for work. So I tend to then just go in with powder products, spray my face to kind of sink everything in, give me a little extra hydration, make it look like skin, go back in with any powder I need to balance out, but then this will last me for the longevity of my work shift. I don't tend to work short hours, so wearing all creams for me is not gonna last me a 6, 7, 8, 9 hour shift. It ain't gonna work, and it ain't gonna be pretty at the end. All right, we're gonna take Laura Mercier Ultra Blur. Is that what it is? Ultra Blur, translucent loose setting powder, Ultra Blur. She just moved to town, and everybody loves her. In my town, because this took me a long time to purchase. But we have realized the error of our ways. Let's just buff out any little creases. I have the wateriest eyes ever. They're gonna give me a problem today. These one size sponges are nice. My dude's taking a snooze. All right. I also don't love to play around with creams when I don't have a ton of time. It just adds extra steps that I just don't have the patience to do. We're gonna set that bad boy. We're just gonna go over it. And I just think that going in with the powder products is just, it's quick. It's quick. I can do this in about 15 minutes, depending on how preoccupied I am, if I'm being honest. I'm gonna fill our brows in with just Makeup by Mario. I'm gonna go a touch warmer. I'm gonna use this little quad in here, just kind of fill them in with a little powder, little angled brush, and we'll resume. In desperate need of a microblading touch-up, but that'll do, donkey. That'll do. Jeans, you're very cute. All right, I'm gonna take the wand, Vieve eye wand and coffee. Messily. This brown is so nice. And I'm gonna take a Bake Up Beauty for this. And we're just going to move this along the lashes and blend it out. Doesn't have to be neat. I actually made a mess on my lower one, so we might just leave it. Just to give us some depth that when we add mascara, it doesn't look like you're a naked mole rat. You can take this other side and I'll clean the inside of that up. Where's my makeup? Oh. Just take that end, and it looks violent, but just to clean up any inside the lower waterline that we don't want. These blend out so nice, and then they set and they don't move. That's it. Just a little bit on the top lash line. We'll wind up going in with a little bit of bronzer to add definition into the crease, and that's it. Here's this mug. I got this from Target 100 years ago. All right, we're gonna go in with, it's Seamless Cheek Color. Oh, that's all this says. Plush Blush, Seamless Cheek Color. I'm gonna take this bad boy and float. So nice. Is she a cream? Is she a powder? She's kind of a little in between. These are beautiful. The color payoff is wild. The texture's so interesting. They're so pretty. I'm gonna do this today. We're gonna take a trusty Patrick Ta blush brush. Blush. You know what it is. I'm gonna take a little bit. I mean, they're gorge. Really kind of get that in the brush. I have done these over a wet base, powdered, and they just are super nice. Pretty. We're gonna go in Hourglass Radiant Bronzelite in the Ambient lighting bronzers. You can do a matte bronzer with this, personal preference. Look at that. These bronzers are so glowy. They're so nice. They make you look like you were just like sitting in the sun in Italy. Aperol spritz in your hand. Your skin's dewy. But it's January and we're in northeastern Pennsylvania. So this is gonna hopefully make us look like we're bronzed and juicy and dewy and you're on vacation. One can hope. Now I do have a slick back, so I do love to kind of really go into this exposed part. I don't like when there's like lines. It's a little tough. I can get away with it since I have dark hair. If I were to do a cream bronzer, I would also kind of really get it in there. We can go back in with our brush later if need be. Don't forget your ears. They're exposed. They cannot be pale against a nice bronzed face. Do we look like we just got back from Italy? Do we? Do we? I'm gonna take the whatever end of this is, and we're just gonna run that along our eyelids. Yeah. kind of want the color to just be nice, warm, bronzy. I'm gonna take a brush and just buff everything together. It's just makeup. It's not that serious. People like to make it serious. They like to get real mad over things. It's makeup. It washes off. It's not that big of a deal. If you want to have green eyebrows, cool. This is gonna, I just keep rocking this. Okay, we're bronzed. We have our blush on. Our eyes are done. I'm not gonna do any highlighter. I'm gonna spray our face and then strategically powder. So whatever glow that we're gonna get from the strobe cream underneath the concealer, that's just gonna be, we're just gonna go for a natural glow. If you wanna go in with an additional highlighter, I do love the Vieve Skin Dew. She's naughty. She's beautiful. And the Victoria Beckham highlighter as well. She's nice. Pearl, our face. We're gonna go in Vieve Ivisisveil. One more for good luck. See, she's gonna look crazy. Don't freak out. Don't touch anything. Don't touch. Let it sit. We're gonna melt any powders in. This is just, we're having a party right now. Everything's melting together. Everything's getting along. All the powders are sinking in. We're making it look more like skin. You just have to let it sit. Have patience. Gotta tell myself that more, huh? Okay. I don't know if there's enough coffee in the world for me today. I fear. Oh, I mean, like, this looks, what even, stunning, gorgeous, juicy, healthy. I love this. If I could get away with this for the whole day, absolutely. But I fear that it would just become a slippy slidey mess within a couple hours on me. So we can't do that. But when my makeup is a couple hours in and your natural oils start to come through and this is how I look in a few hours, that is one of my personal favorites. When you start to just, everything starts to really melt and do its thing. Oof, we love that. But you just gotta stick it out for a couple hours. This does kickstart it. Any of the sprays that you're going to use that aren't mattifying, like Powder Melt. What do we have? The Kosas Cloud Set's nice. Fix Plus is beautiful. OG, the Ivisisveil. All of these do help with that. I'm not going to go in with any Studio Fix. I'm going to go in with the Boucle Silk. This powder as well is just absolutely gorgeous. And I think you can go in with a puff. Okay. You talk me into it. We're just gonna, okay. And see, just kind of takes down that shine, but this powder just makes it look like your skin was kissed by angels. Don't. I am actually going to take this along my jawline today just to cover up a little of the redness for my little friends. Do a little buff. Blend this in. I mean, if you would like to go in with a little more blush, feel free. Just a hit. Just a little something to take the edge off. Okay. Actually, give me just a little bit. Make me look like I was actually in the sun. Fill in our beauty marks. NYX Up to No Good Lip Lingerie. I'm correct. This bad boy is going to become a beauty mark today. I just feel like my skin is not having it lately. I'm sorry. I love makeup with beauty marks. Freckles, I just love how it looks. Just give me another one for the heck of it. Drift Tower 28 Brown Mascara. You could obviously do no mascara. I've done no mascara with this. I do enjoy it. I don't know if I love it more than mascara. This mascara is also gorge. Like, you can do one coat and be done. Look at that. It just makes them look so nice and full and fluffy. Is this still considered one coat? I actually don't know. Is one coat just like one? Or are coats like when you let it dry in between? I mean, that's nice. What is it? The Make Waves? Make Waves mascara. Look. All right, mascara is doing its thing. She's nice. All right, lips I'm going to go in with. I got the Mary Phillips, the Overliner in Skinny Dip. This, pause. So I got the Mary Phillips Overliner, the Overliner lip pencil in Skinny Dip. It reminds me of Anywhere Caffeine by Makeup Forever, but a tad cooler. Not cool gray as in Endless Cacao or Stone by MAC, which those are beautiful. Absolutely love those. But I feel like this is just a hit cooler. Hold my beer. Hold my beer. Anywhere Caffeine. Let's just destroy that while I put it back in its container. See? It's just a hint, a hair, a scotch, if you will, cooler. A little bit more pink, I think. Love this. But this is just, if you want this, but it's a little too warm for you, this I think is a great option. This pencil is gorgeous. I wore this yesterday. And I'm gonna also do enhancing pencil, lip line Glossier in Nip, just over the cupid's brow. This is another one of those products where I'm like, you don't need another lip liner. Add to cart. And she's a stunner. I mean, baby girl. I mean, we're gonna take a nip. It's bath time. We're gonna take a nip just around. The top edge. This is such a gorge. Chocolatey brown. I do love buffing the edges of my lip liner because I like when it's kind of blurred out. I don't love a super crisp line for me personally. I do love that kind of soft blurred look. And this liner, now I don't know if it's because I have this pencil underneath that's like a tad cooler. Brown liners tend to turn purple on me sometimes. Like the Huda lip stains, I love. They have such a purple undertone on me. And this does not turn purple. But these two are very nice. And I'm going to take MAC Cosmetics Cool Teddy Maximal Matte Lipstick. I'm gonna go and just dab. Can I get a slow clap? All right, here we have our no foundation look. Just gives us a little bit of life to the face, a little color, a little hydration, a little glow. The will to live in the middle of the winter uglies. January's trying to take us out. We're not having it. So this can be quick for me if I'm in a pinch, time crunch, I'm focused, not gabbing away, listening to music, trying to read a book, you know, loving up on my Zwag. This can be quick. I feel like you need to have these makeup looks in your arsenal. If you're a makeup girly, we need to have those 5, 10, 15, 20-minute makeup looks that are kind of, we got to leave in 10 minutes. Perfect. I want to make myself feel a little put together, look a little put together. But I know you feel the same. All right, let's talk about our new books. So first of all, the book that I talked about last time, my Mafia romance. Oh, I tried reading this last night. I don't even know if I made one single page before I passed out. 269. I'm 70% done. This book, I love this book. Mafia romance, like I said, I love a dark mafia romance. This one is about two Italian families. They live in Italy, both mafia families, and two of the one family has a teenage boy, one has a teenage girl. They're sweethearts, love each other, and the families are fine. They're definite allies, and these two talk about just they're the love of each other's lives. Okay. Well, the girl's family winds up losing her mother and siblings in a car bombing that was meant for the dad. Tragedy reshapes their family. And then you have Nico's family, whose mom winds up having an affair with the girl's family who just lost the mom. And then Nico's mother winds up unaliving herself because of the affair and the father. So that kind of tears the two families apart, and then they become enemies. The girl's dad makes her move to New York City to start over. He wants to get out of the mob. It's what he tells her. She genuinely believes it. Sweet girl. We've all all believed things that a man have said to us, don't we now? Don't we? But so she winds up moving to New York City. They wind up promising each other that when she turns 18, he is going to come and they're going to be together. Coming to New York, they're going to be together. He winds up going to New York, but doesn't tell her. So then on her 18th birthday, he doesn't show up. She's heartbroken, absolutely heartbroken. And it goes from there. They wind up reconnecting years and years later. She winds up being forced to marry him. She doesn't want to marry him. She's mad at him because he never showed up. He didn't show up for a reason. He tells her that reason. But now I'm at the point where they're married and they're still kind of like pretend that they are not like madly in love with each other. And it's just, yeah, it's super fun. He's obviously a billionaire. He's tattooed. He's gorgeous. He's got muscles. She's beautiful. She just got done. They got married and her wedding gown was this like ridiculous, gorgeous wedding gown by this super famous designer. And obviously the steamy scenes are just super fun. If you're not into that, don't read it. I love a good smut book. Absolutely love it. So that's super fun. We're almost done that. There is a second one. I'm probably going to read it. So let's be honest. And then I wind up grabbing these books. One darling Sophie Floyd, whom I absolutely love on Instagram and YouTube, posted her video on like books to get out of a rut. And anything that she talks about book-wise or cosmetic-wise, I'm going to get sucked into and add to cart. Because I love her. So we ordered The Bell Jar by Sylvia Plath. She talked about reading this multiple times. So The Bell Jar chronicles the crack up of Esther Greenwood, brilliant, beautiful, enormously talented, and successful, but slowly going under maybe for the last time. Sylvia Plath masterfully draws the reader into Esther's breakdown with such intensity that Esther's insanity becomes completely real and even rational, as probable and accessible an experience as going to the movies. Such deep penetration into the dark and harrowing corners of the psyche is an extraordinary accomplishment and has made The Bell Jar a haunting American classic. I've never read it. Excited. Okay. All right, and then we also have Crying in H Mart. So Crying in H Mart and Before the Coffee Gets Cold. One of the girls I work with read this and said that this was phenomenal. I think it was like 2 years ago. So she is an indie rock musician. Michelle Zauner, I think is how you pronounce it. Known as Japanese Breakfast. That's fun. She was in her mid-20s working as a waitress and struggling to launch her music career in Philadelphia. She got a call that her mother was ill. She put her life on hold, flew home to Oregon to be with her mother through the final excruciating months of her battle with cancer. It's her candid coming-of-age story, growing apart from and back together with her Korean identity and of forging her own path in the wake of a devastating loss. With humor and heart, she tells of growing up Asian American, straining to meet her mother's expectations, moving across the country, and returning home to reckon with grief. And through it all, she savors the unexpected solace of weekly trips to her favorite Asian grocery store. Vivacious and plain-spoken, lyrical and honest, Crying in H Mart's unflinching, powerful story of family, food, grief, and love. This is gonna kill me. I lost my dad a couple years ago, and it's grief. I feel like there's a before and after. You're just never that same person before losing a parent or someone who's you're close with, somebody who just you have such experiences with and things that you've learned good and bad from. There's just that before and after, and learning who you are in the midst of grief and after grief is very interesting. And it's such a learning experience. You take so many things, and like I said, the world is just almost like it's different colors after. So I'm super excited to read that. Before the Coffee Gets Cold is another one that she raves about. She talked about on her channel about being able to go back to an experience, but only being able to live it until the coffee gets cold is I think how she described it. And that is, wait, if you could go back, who would you want to meet? In a small back alley of Tokyo, There is a cafe that has been serving carefully brewed coffee for more than 100 years. Local legend says that this coffee shop offers something else besides coffee, the chance to travel back in time. Over the course of one summer, 4 customers visit the cafe in hopes of making that journey, but time travel isn't so simple and there are rules that must be followed. Most important, the trip can last only as long as it takes for the coffee to get cold. Heartwarming, wistful, mysterious, and delightfully quirky, Toshikazu internationally best-selling novel explores the age-old question, what would you change if you could travel back in time? That's gonna rip my heart out. Super excited for that. This sounds awesome. I really have been trying to like live in the moment and don't live in the past, don't live in the future, live in the moment and those glimmers in life. So I think that that's going to be a good read. And then I also bought Bright Young Women. I've heard so many people talk about this book and I'm very interested in true crime and thrillers and murder mysteries, book-wise and in real life-wise. Like I love watching all those shows. It's so fascinating and interesting to me and so many other people. And is there something wrong with us that's fascinating? I'm unsure. I'm sure it's fine. But this is about the victims of Ted Bundy, but his name is never mentioned in this book. It's just all about the victims and the young women, and that is so interesting to me. What a way to just not give power to such a cruel and evil and vile individual. What a way to just take back that power and just give it to the women. I love that. So yeah, 4 new books. We're just gonna put them on that shelf behind us. And yeah, here we are. Who doesn't love new books? Love it. All right, guys, that wraps up today's video. I hope you had a blast hanging out with me today. What do you love to do for your quick makeup? Do you just love slicking your hair back and running out the door, throwing on a hat? Maybe it's no makeup and a little lip gloss. Maybe it's just a lip stain. Tell me what you love to do. We are chugging through January. Stay strong, girls and guys, and stay strong. We got to stick through this together. Make yourself a cup of coffee. Get yourself a nice caffeinated beverage. Take a nap. Take an everything shower. Make a nice dinner. Watch a movie. Hang out with a friend. Who doesn't love a vent session with a friend? Stay strong. Be kind to yourself. Have a great rest of your week. Mwah. Bye.